Well, we know the budget's been pushed back to October, Kieran, but on May 12, the day the federal budget was initially due to be delivered, Treasurer Josh Frydenberg will rise in the House and deliver something of a budget update, no doubt outlining a budget deficit in excess of $100 billion. You would expect this deficit, or a couple of deficits of that size, of course, given we have had stimulus packages through the COVID crisis spread over 2019-20 and 2020-21 of $17 billion, $66 billion and $130 billion, the last one being the JobKeeper package. But the size of the deficits will not just be because of the amount of money the government has spent on this crisis. It is the decline in revenue from tax that the shutdowns and the loss of jobs have created that will fuel this budget result. There will not be 4 years of budget estimates, figures, what's traditionally called the forward estimates in this May 12 statement from the Treasurer. We'll have to wait for the October budget for that. As I understand it, this update has been pushed for by the federal opposition in private talks with the government. They're saying, why can't you at least give us a budget update when Parliament is back on what was scheduled to be Budget Day? This morning, Treasury Secretary Stephen Kennedy, he had some stark warnings when he appeared before the COVID Senate committee. He confirmed that some businesses and employees won't recover from the shutdowns. We always see that every recession or depression, sadly. He also pointed to a growth in manufacturing in Australia as a way out, and he mentioned that our relationship with China is still very important, particularly around mineral exports, just critical to the economy. Interesting comments there, given just yesterday, DFAT Secretary Francis Adamson telephoned the Chinese ambassador and told him not to threaten Australia after comments he made to the Australian Financial Review indicating that Chinese could boycott Australian products in the wake of Australia's call for an independent inquiry into how COVID-19 got out there. I know, Kieran, you'll speak to Trade Minister Simon Birmingham about this stoush shortly. Let's hear what Stephen Kennedy told the Parliament this morning.
Over time, the uncertainty around the progression of the virus will diminish and more economic activity will return, but new challenges will have emerged. Some jobs and businesses will have been lost permanently. There are a very large number of firms who are just sitting there with their doors closed at the moment because of the social distancing arrangements, and they're benefiting in no way. But there are some, and perhaps it will be in manufacturing, where we'll see the opportunity arising from disrupted supply chains. We also shouldn't forget that it's valuable to Australia to be complementary to Chinese growth. There is great economic return to Australia in continuing to support Chinese development and growth through our trade relations.